They say that what separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude. You had none. You were a product of privilege, a privileged life. Your mother was wealthy. Your father was a prominent Court of Appeals judge. When the divorce occurred, like many women raising their children, they trained their girls to be women, and they crippled their boys by love. She loved you, but she didn't know how to train you to be a man. There were no boundaries, no expectations. You were not allowed to fail. And failure teaches us more about life than all the successes combined. She was your safety net. You did what you wanted to do, not what you needed to do to be a man. Your mother trained your sisters, your sister, your cousins, your aunt, and even Jane to cater to you and make you happy. That was the job of all the women in the family. They say if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, you'll never go hungry. You were never taught to fish. Your mother, consistent with the tradition from her family, gave you $10,000, Jane $10,000, and each of your children. All-inclusive paid vacations paid by your mother. You had a $260,000 loan that you got from your mother to further your own desires. Your job was to do you and make you happy. The Rotary president, active in school functions and fundraising, being the life of the party and the mayor of Middlesex. While your wife was working, you and your friend were at Lockmore, one of the most prestigious golf courses, smoking weed and doing cocaine. When he asked you how life was, you said, I'm living the dream. They say that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. While your main slave, your wife, who bore you two beautiful children, was required to work 12-hour days, and after 20 years, required to return to the workforce to maintain a fantasy life that you were allowed to live. You were free to sharpen your manipulative skills by being involved in the BDSM lifestyle. What I learned about that lifestyle from this trial is this. The lifestyle is non-conventional, but it's predicated on consensual exchange of power between the dominant, the master, and the submissive, the slave. You managed to manipulate that consensual lifestyle into a tool. It was your arsenal to prey on vulnerable women. Your philosophy was simple. What better way to personally destroy their dignity and respect? This is not what the lifestyle is about, but you manipulate it, and you use it to torture your victims mentally and physically. Master Bob, jack of manipulation, master of none. The only person you ever loved was yourself. Just like a predator, you use social media, the BDSM lifestyle, your family, your friends, to allure your victims with lies about whom you were and what you wanted. The truth hurts, the lies destroy. How could somebody so gentle, well-spoken, kind, considerate, be capable of having a dark heart? When your victims put their guards down and trusted you, you sucked them emotionally like a vampire, taking from them priceless attributes, their integrity, their self-worth, and their love. Real men lead, they don't need. You are a predator who sized up your prey. They long for love. You just wanted control. Your arsenal was composed of daily lies, EMs, text messages, letters, cards, trips. You used them to tell them what they wanted to hear so you could destroy their lives. You used their love and sacrifices as weapons against them. Your words and demeanor were your scalpel, which you used with experience and precision to take from women, your victims, what you wanted: sex, love, dependence, self-worth, and most important, their integrity. When you were done, there was nothing more. They were nothing more than a gutted animal that you used and discarded. No one was off limits to you. Your mother, your family, your friends, your children, and your loving wife. You are a modern-day Trojan horse, a delight on the outside, but evil inside. Your love was a cancer, terminal and destructive. When you marry, your vow is to protect and provide. Yours was to deplete and destroy. You are a predator, not a provider. Stealing from your wife, treating her like a slave, requiring her to work 12 hours a day after having your 2 beautiful children, and then wanting her to work after she retired. Jane was physically destroyed on January 24th, 2012, but she was mentally and emotionally destroyed by you a long time ago. Not only did you orchestrate and participate in taking her life, you tried to destroy her soul long before she was murdered. Cheating, bringing women into your marital bed while she was away with your children, looking for schools for them to attend. Lying. Your lies were your truth. Saying and doing anything to get what you wanted at her expense. Compromising her character. Telling the police about her smoking marijuana and having an open marriage. Her response to your deceitfulness was, I'm a fixer. If we had it before, we can have it again. I love my husband, and I want to try and make it good. Your desire to have Rachel was obsessive. You openly conducted a relationship with this woman around your family and friends. You told her that this would be the last Christmas you will spend with Jane. You promised a mentally challenged man Joe Gantz a car and money to murder your wife. You exploited his desire to have his child, and you manipulated him to kill your wife, luring her into the garage. According to the medical examiner, her windpipe was broken, and her death was like drowning on land. Orchestrated by her husband, which she loved and adored. I can only imagine the heartbreak she felt to know that the man that took a vow to protect her would be the one that would destroy her. You took her lifeless body and threw in the back of her car like garbage, leaving her in a desolate part of Detroit, cold, alone, and dead. One of the greatest mistakes you made was to leave Jane in her Mercedes with that stage scene in Detroit. A city plagued by violence, who would know and who would care? You were wrong. What they lacked in technology, they possessed in experience and common sense. The hunter was about to become the prey. Your lies, omissions, and desires to create possible motives for others to kill your wife only demonstrated your guilt. My dad said that when you tell one lie, you must remember the 100 lies you told to cover up the first lie. A multi-jurisdictional task force of local, state, and federal law enforcement came together to provide the evidence for the prosecution, your prosecution. They assembled their individual and collective training and experience to bring you to justice. Jane's murder symbolized that violence toward women in Wayne County will not be tolerated and will be prosecuted. Under the fearless leadership of Kim Worthy, the Wayne County prosecutor, and her short staff office, assembled a team of legal warriors. Lead prosecutor Lisa Lindsay, Robert Moran, Mark Henderline, Pat Muscat, and the dedicated Wayne County investigators and support staff. They dedicated countless hours, days, and months unraveling this murder. They worked long hours, slept, dreamed, and prayed that one day they would give justice to Jane. They refused to succumb to the public outcry and pressure from influential and prominent leaders in the community who wrote negative and threatening letters and even committed to picketing their office if the case was not expeditiously prosecuted. With more than 1,200 homicides committed in Wayne County between 2012 through 2014, this fearless team managed to review and catalog a terabyte, and I still don't know what that is, worth of evidence to receive a unanimous verdict in this complex case. On December 18, 2014, they succeeded. Justice for Jane was served. 16 legally untrained in the law people were selected from over 200 in Wayne County to listen to the mountains of evidence, salacious details, complex legal theories, mountains of evidence. What they lacked in legal training, they made up in dedication, perseverance, and a desire to render justice. For 9 weeks, this case was their responsibility. They abandoned their own needs, family, and work demands. Truly, they were a living example of democracy at work in Wayne County. You now feel that the world is against you, but you were Jane's world, and you destroyed that with your lies as a co-conspirator in her death. You believed you were smarter than God. Even God separates light from darkness. You lived in two worlds. Light, your family, community, and friends, and darkness, where your lies were your truth and your truth was a lie. Taking advantage of desperate women. You allowed those worlds to collide and cause an explosion to destroy you, your family, your wife, and everything that once mattered to you. You once said you were living the dream, now you experiencing a nightmare. You created. You destroyed your life, and the lives you touch were damaged by your touch. I have no mercy for you. The Bible says to be absent from the body is to be present with Christ. Jane is an angel of light. However, I would like to say to the family of Jane that forgiveness is never about the other person. It's your willingness to no longer be bound by another person's madness. And it's not saying that what you did was okay, but it's saying I am not going to let what you did ruin my happiness forever. As a judge on this side of eternity, today there will be justice for Jane. As to count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder, the court is going to sentence you.
The sentence is under 750,
To mandatory life. Count 2, the court is going to sentence you to no less than 19, no more than 40. Count 3 is life without parole. Count 4, obstruction of justice, 1 to 5, and witness bribery intimidation, 2 to 10. You have 42 days to appeal my decision. I have 4 attorneys want to be appointed to you. You have 42 days to appeal my decision. You will be given 618 days credit. That concludes this matter. Thank you. Court is in recess. Take him out. Take him out.